I want to talk about self-trust today. Not the motivational poster version of what it is, but what it actually means, and why so many incredibly capable women have lost it, and what it actually takes to restore it. Because I've noticed that trust yourself has become one of those phrases that sounds simple and obvious on the surface and feels almost impossible to access from the inside. And the reason for that gap is worth understanding because when you understand it, what to do about it becomes a lot clearer. Let me start with what self trust actually is, because I think there's a lot of confusion about it. Self trust is not confidence. Confidence is about feeling capable. Self trust is about feeling safe to act on what you already know. And for many of the women I work with, that distinction is everything because they're not lacking in capability. They're not uncertain about what they think or feel or want. What they struggle with is taking what they know and actually acting on it without immediately overriding it, second guessing it, or waiting for someone else to confirm it first. That's a self-trust problem, not a confidence problem, and it requires a different approach to address it. How does self-trust get lost? In most cases, it didn't disappear all at once. It eroded gradually through repetition in relational environments where acting on your own knowing consistently led to disconnection, conflict, or emotional consequences you learn to avoid. Maybe you noticed early on that your feelings made other people uncomfortable. Maybe speaking up about what you needed led to conflict that felt too costly. Maybe being easy, accommodating, agreeable, flexible, kept the peace in a way that felt necessary. And so you learned, gradually, to run your own knowing through a filter before acting on it. Does this seem reasonable? Will this be received well? Is this worth the risk? That filter became automatic, and over time, it became hard to tell the difference between what you actually think and feel and what is passed through the filter that at times no longer even belongs to you. That's what self-abandonment actually is. Not a dramatic moment of betrayal, a slow, accumulated pattern of deferring your own signal in favor of what felt or seemed safer. There's something specific I want to name about high-functioning women because this pattern tends to be more invisible in women who are outwardly successful and capable. When you're high-achieving, the external evidence of your capability can mask what's happening internally. You look fine, you look successful, you look like you have it all together. And so the internal experience, the constant self-monitoring, the exhaustion of managing everyone else's emotional state, the quiet sense that you've lost access to your own knowing goes unnamed, often for years, because it doesn't look like struggle from the outside, it looks like strength. And you've learned to frame it that way too, until at some point, and this is the moment most women I work with describe, you can no longer maintain the gap between the outside and the inside without something giving. What does restoring self-trust actually require? It's not willpower, it's not more insight, it's not affirmations. What it requires is rebuilding a relationship with your own inner signal through a series of small, repeated experiences of choosing that signal instead of overriding it. Not in the big moments at first, in the small ones. The pause before you automatically defer. The moment where you notice what you actually think before you edit it. The small decision where you choose from what you know rather than what feels safest relationally. These moments repeated begin to reorganize something, not cognitively, at the level of what your system experience. These moments repeated begin to reorganize something, not cognitively, but at the level of what your system experiences as safe. And over time, that's what changes the pattern. Not a sudden breakthrough, not a moment of suddenly having enough information, but an accumulated experience of being someone who can be trusted with your own life. If this is resonating, if some part of what I'm describing today feels accurate to your experiences, I want to offer you a next step. We have just launched a free self-trust pattern assessment as part of the CALM framework. It's designed to help you identify the specific pattern, including your self-trust, your relationships, and your decisions, so you can understand not just what you've lost in yourself, but specifically how to change it. The link is in the description. If you found this helpful, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What came up for you while you were listening? What do you recognize? And is this something that someone in your life needs to hear? Please share.